Hello, I am back again. I am inside, away from the sun. It's really weird because it wasn't even hot today, but my phone spoke the language of the universe and told me it was time to stop because it overheated again. So I've just put the phone in the freezer and come back out again. So, oh my God, I've done this so many times. It's unbelievable. But I'm an Irishman. It takes us some time to learn these things, and it's funny. Oh God! So I just thought I would come inside and carry on this conversation about synchronicity and coincidence and all of these things. So I think I was talking about this guy. I was chatting about Conor McGregor, an Irish mixed martial artist who's now fighting Floyd Mayweather. I'll not go over again, but for me, he speaks the language of the universe. He is in alignment, and whether you love him or hate him, that's another matter. Because he's one of these characters that creates that, but he speaks the language of the universe, and he creates the things that he wants easily. Well, I suppose it's not easily if you had to be in a ring and do those sort of things, but what I mean is he creates effortlessly the things that he wants in his life, and so. There was a side story of an Irish guy who wrote this song for Conor McGregor, and it was like very catchy. And then these magical things happened that he's got tickets to the fight. Conor McGregor's taking him to the fight, and he's going to be there. And it's such a dream come true and a big thing for this guy Mick. But what I was talking about there is when he did this song, he didn't do this with an intent. Morning, Monica. How you doing? Hope you're well. So the guy that did, he could maybe tell me wrong. Maybe but I feel like he did that song not with the intent that I'm going to get tickets for this fight. I'm going to be flown to Las Vegas. I'm going to do this, this, and this. He did this song just for pure joy because it's what he does, and he's very good at it, and it brings him joy and happiness. So he wrote this song and he put it out there, and then magical things happen. Good morning, my friend Mauricio. How you doing? So he did this, and then now this has happened. So what does that mean for us? What does it mean for you and me? It means if you accept the things that I say are a possibility, do more things that you're doing without a particular outcome, or you're not doing it because you want to achieve something, or you're not doing it because you're going to receive something in return. So you want to start acting on things that you just do because you just do. It's what you like doing. It's what's fun to do. So I'm doing these videos. The reason I do these videos is purely for me, if I'm honest, because it's part of my theme for expression and communication, and for many years I didn't do it. So I decided recently, after a very epic ayahuasca experience, that I was going to start doing it, and I didn't care there was no goal or no outcome. If it helped people, then I'm very, very happy with that, but I'm not doing it with a specific goal in mind, or I want to achieve something. I'm just doing it because it's really exciting to me. It's fun to sit staring at myself on the screen, or I can't really explain why, but it's my expression. So everyone has a unique expression. Like I said yesterday, everyone has a unique gift that they can give to the world if they choose. And you want to look at the things, if you choose to do so, look at the things that you do just for the pleasure, just for the joy, without an outcome. So when you play music, there's no outcome. You're not rushing, as Alan Watts I think says this. So there's no goal in playing music. It's not like who gets to the end of the song fastest is the winner. No, you do the song. It's about the journey. It's about the notes. It's about the joy it gives to people, the emotions that it arises. So things like that, music, art. When someone does like artistic things, they're not doing it with a goal in mind, and majority of people are doing it just because they love to paint, or they love to sing, or they love to dance, or they love to do whatever. And if you look at children, they're our best examples of that. They're our best teachers, and children are here to teach us all. And young children, before they are conditioned, before they are put into categories, before they are stopped doing what they want to do, they do whatever makes them happy. They do They just sing, they dance, they sing a song they don't know the words of, they just make sounds, they spin round and round. It's not like a particular dance. So take that into your life. Do things that have no particular outcome in mind. So Debbie says, every time I look at the clock there is synchronicity, every time. 11:11, 05:05, etc. This has been going on for about 8 months. I feel the universe is reassuring me that there is, and still speaking. I wonder can I... It doesn't let me see these full comments, so I can't see the rest of that, but I feel the universe is reassuring me that it's there and it's speaking. I'm assuming you're going to say that it's speaking to you, and I would completely agree. So in the first, Debbie, in the first video, before I overheated my phone again, that's what I had said, that I feel like these repeating numbers, these apparent coincidences and synchronicities, these are the language of the universe. This is not a coincidence. The universe doesn't speak English or Chinese or any languages that we have here on Earth. The language speaks in geometry, it speaks in vibration, it speaks in like mathematics. There's structure to the universe. Excuse me, I need to get a drink of water. Just 1 second. I'm back. So yeah, the universe speaks in vibration, sacred geometry, mathematics. So whenever you see those repeating numbers or apparent coincidences, it was easy for me to say, I feel, for me, again, if you search online, you'll get so many different meanings. Oh, this one means this specific thing. But for me, I see what's true for me. And for me, it's the universe just saying, whatever you're doing in this moment, where you see that, keep doing it. Or the practices that you're doing, or the people you're spending time with, that's the direction you need to be going. Because for me, it's happened at times when I've been feeling very good, or I've been doing something that I love. So keep doing that, and it's just a little wink or a little pat on the back from the universe, say, let's go. I mean, you can look into more detailed things where people will give you specific meanings, but I feel like if you do that, you're going to get whoever that person is, or that shares that information, they're given their personal meaning, what they've given it. But you have the choice to give the meaning that it is for you, and you choose to follow that synchronicity, or choose to follow how that, or what that meaning is for you. So where was I at now? So this thing, so I put out a little request earlier today for any one of my friends who would like to join me on these videos to come on and share. And I enjoy doing this on my own, but I just thought it would be nice to have someone else to come on here and talk about any subject. And I like the challenge if someone can throw up a subject that I haven't talked about before or whatever, because I obviously am going to talk about themes that are relevant to me, and they seem to be relevant to a lot of other people as well. So if anyone who is on there would like to join me and chat live here, I'd love to hear from you. Just message, and all I can do is I can invite you, and you'll be on here to talk. So if you would like, maybe Debbie, if you're interested, if you would like to come on and talk about synchronicity or experiences you've had in your life, it's a little challenge I'm throwing out there to people. It's nothing serious. It's just chat. It's just talk between friends, and I feel like this is the time when we should share more. We should really share about these things and not keep them to ourselves, and just have fun and enjoy life, and use social media for what it's meant to be. It's connection. It's connecting us across the world. It's connecting us to people that we're maybe not in direct physical experience with now, and it's fun. And that's what I'm doing with these videos. And as I say, I could talk here all day to myself. It wouldn't really matter if there's someone on the other side or not, because this is just my expression of the things that have been inside me for many, many years, and I'm now expressing it because if I don't, I feel like it builds up inside of me, and it did for whatever many years. I didn't share my truth, and now this is my truth, and I'm sharing my truth so that to show you that you can share your truth, and you You don't need to hide, you don't need to go through things on your own. I talk about my challenges, I talk about the beautiful things, I talk about everything, and I share it here openly as I say, without, I don't have an expectation of how it will go or what. I'm not trying to achieve anything, but it's really beautiful to know that some people have connected with what I've been saying, and some people have messaged me. Quite a few have told me that these videos have helped them, so that's amazing. And again, it's not particularly what I am saying. I think it's just the energy and just the willingness to share openly, that people can just get something from that, and they feel like, oh, if he can do it, I can do it. So that's would be a nice outcome. It doesn't have to be, but that would be a nice outcome from this. If even one person felt like they've got a story to tell that they've been maybe afraid or doubting to do it before, then they do it as well. I would love to see. So if anyone wants to join me on here now, little challenge for a Sunday morning, I would love to. Just type in the messages there, and we will see what goes on. So yeah, type if you want to join. Don't be afraid. It's just like a conversation between friends. It's a bit of fun. It'll come up on split screen like a little interview, and we can talk about anything. So until someone takes that little challenge, I will continue here and just chat about synchronicity and coincidences, which there are none. I don't believe coincidences exist. All of these are there is certain meaning behind, and the ultimate meaning you will give it, because as I said in the first video, nothing intrinsically has built-in meaning, only the meaning that we give it. So like the example I give is like two people can experience the same thing and can come out of that with completely different experiences or how that was for them. And that's because we give the meaning to the situations, to the things that happen in our life. We give it to it. And as I say, things on their own don't have that meaning, and we create that meaning through our belief system, through our conditioning, through what we know to be true. That's what creates this environment. So getting in touch with your beliefs, getting in touch with what you believe to be true, getting in touch with habits, getting in touch with how your thoughts and your words and your actions are leading to your outside world. And if you become aware of that, then you start to become very careful and very picky and very impeccable with your word, like it says in the four agreements. You'll actually consciously start speaking only of the things you want, speaking about the things that you love about yourself, the things that you appreciate about others, the things that you're grateful for in the world. Once you start doing that, then the universe, you're speaking the language of the universe, you're in alignment with that, because the universe is alignment, it's joy, it's peace. Once you start speaking that language, it's going to speak back to you. So it's going to give you those 1111s, those 555s, and it's going to give you things to be grateful for. It's going to give you more things to create joy and happiness and peace. And again, I always talk about positivity. I talk about this. We need to experience the opposite of that as well to really appreciate those things. So if we're at a point where our mind is going constantly to negative thoughts on what's wrong with me, and I'm depressed, or I am a victim of this or that, or that, we do need to go through these things so we can appreciate the other side. So Sue says, I always get repetitive numbers, either the same or mirrored, like 1313. It happens so often that I know it's a message from the universe. Absolutely, Sue. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, absolutely, I totally agree. It's like, it's constant. It's really constant for me recently. And I shared in the first video where I would constantly see 1111, 1313, 555, all of these things. But just recently I spoke with Yvette. I don't know if she's still on there. A beautiful friend there. That just recently it's gone up another notch for me, where I have a second, the seconds ticker on my laptop, and quite a few times I've looked at it recently where I've looked exactly at the time where it's 55555, so like 5 5s, so just to the second. So if it's 1111 or 1313 or those, there's a 60-second window where that can happen. And once we start, where our attention goes, these things start to come up even more. So if we have our phone in our hand, and say I could be looking like so many times, within a minute it's going to happen quite often that I look at that. Ursula says I always look at my phone at 9:11. So yeah, that could be a sign as well, Ursula, of something. I know you actually live in New York, right? So maybe there could be like symbol around that, but there's always some sort of encoded message. There's always some sort of alignment when we're it's reflecting back to us what we are, who we are, what our predominant thoughts are, what we're actually being in the world. And when it's like repetitive, it's like alignment, then we may be in alignment. If we and you may not have experienced this, and that doesn't mean that you're not in alignment. It doesn't mean that you're not doing the things that you should be doing. It's just a common theme where people have probably chosen this reflection, like I have. We choose this reflection to show that the things are working in our favor. And if you're not experiencing this and you haven't a clue what I'm talking about, don't think that, oh, I'm doing something wrong or I should be seeing this on the clock or anything like that. You may be creating a different reflection from the universe that's showing your alignment. It may be a feeling. A lot of times for me, it's feeling. I just feel, yes, this is right for me, and I don't know why, or I can't explain it in a logical way. That it just feels right. It's good. Or the opposite as well. You just get the feeling that this is not right. This is not what I should be doing. And Debbie says, well, there we go. Debbie has just said it's 11:11 now, so I can't see my clock on here, but I will take your word for it, Debbie. So we're obviously in alignment now with what's happening. So that's amazing. So that seems to be the most common one, which is the 1111 that people seem to see. And as I say, whatever meaning you like to give that for you can. But I feel it's just a thumbs up. Keep doing what you're doing. So I'm going to take that as I need to keep doing these videos. So I don't know if I'm going to do it for another 12 hours until the next 11:11 or 24 hours to the next one there. But yeah, it's just a thumbs up, and take that idea of that the universe has a language, the creation has a language, and that language is not the words that we use here, because that is very, very limited. And obviously, I talk in a language, an English language, limited as my grasp of that is. But everything is filtered through my beliefs, my culture, my experiences in life. So I may say certain words in the 4 Agreements. I always quote again. It talks, and the 5th Agreement, which is an unbelievable book. It's so good. All my words are filtered through my beliefs, my culture, my condition, and all of those. So I have a certain concept that I want to share, and I believe that through these words I am sharing something with you that will convey what I am attempting to convey. The understanding that I have, the words, I feel like these words is going to give you the same understanding. That is my belief. But generally, everyone will receive these words, will receive this information through their filters, through their beliefs, through their culture, through their conditioning. So 5 different people can hear this conversation, and they can have 5 different experiences of it, and they can have 5 different interpretations of the words that I said. And what I am saying and what I think that you're going to hear can be wildly different to what you actually hear and what you understand. So language is very limited in that way, but it is our chosen method of communication now until we develop fully our telepathic abilities, and we all have it. It may sound crazy to some people, but that is a reality. We have telepathic abilities. You will have experienced it to some degree in your life. You just may have called it coincidences again, but believe me, I've experienced it. I've known it. I've seen people who have created in this way. So until we fully are aware of that and we fully awaken our telepathic abilities, language is what we need to use. So that's why we need to be impeccable with our words and use our words carefully to ourselves and to others, because it's creative. And being as clear within the limitations of language, we want to be as clear as possible, especially in relationships. We want to really be, I think what we need to do a lot of times, and it might be a bit cumbersome at times, but in relationships, we need to, again, this is going to come back to the 4 agreements, we need to confirm when we share something with someone in a relationship, like in conversation. As I say, we make an assumption that what we have said, what we think, what we have conveyed to them, they fully understand in the way that we do. But in reality, a lot of times people don't, and because we make that assumption, then that's what creates turmoil. It's what creates, on a wider scale, war and things where people don't understand other people's point of view, because we're conversing in a limited way, which is language that is limited. And it gets even worse when we go to email or text, or those go down the levels of understanding them, because then you don't even have body language or tone or these types of things. But knowing that what I say and what I think the other person understands, if I know that may not necessarily be what they understand, confirm that. So a good way of it is, I say something, so then I want to confirm. Like, it could be with my beautiful wife here, and she can, I could say something, and I assume we come from different backgrounds. Firstly, English language is not her first language. She comes from Brazil, I come from Ireland. So I suppose you could say English is not my first language either. A lot of people would. But so I speak in the way that I speak, and through my understandings, and then I assume that what I say to her, she understands, and she gets it in the same way that I do. But that assumption can be not a great thing, because if she doesn't and she understands completely different, and vice versa, then there's going to be a mismatch, and the relationship can suffer if you don't understand each other, because that's what we want. So confirming that you understand. So you could say something, and then you can confirm. As I say, it might seem cumbersome, and it might seem like a difficult thing to do, to repeat what you say, but it's really getting to a point of so you know that you're on the same wavelength, you know that the person understands what you're saying, you know that I'm speaking that, so we're in alignment. So like the 1111, the language of the universe, 555s, so the universe is speaking to me in alignment, because it's the same. But if in a relationship I'm speaking 1111 and the person is speaking 1112, we need to confirm with each other that what we are sharing, we understand from the other person. So Sue says, I taught my first angel workshop, and it was booked for the 11th of November, and it was the actual day that I realized it was 11/11/11. Wow, that's beautiful. How amazing. So that for me is 100% confirmation from the universe that is what you should be doing, and that's, do more of that. Share these angel workshops, and I would love to come to one in Spain if you ever get it set up. Who knows? We could come catch up with you there, or maybe you want to come to Portugal and do one with us here. We don't have to wait till 11/11. You can do it anytime. We'll create something else. But yeah, so that's a perfect example. An angel workshop. They're called angel numbers, and it happened on the 11th and the 11th. And Bashar, one of my very big influences, who is a channeled entity, that's his birthday is 11/11/11. So true alignment there. Sounds wonderful. Absolutely, it does. Let's make it happen. So yeah, just really look at ways in which you can improve your communication, improve the alignment of what you're saying. And again, then we can look at the alignment of your thoughts and your words and your actions. Are they in alignment with the universe? Am I thinking the thoughts of what I want and following that up with the words of what I want, and then actually taking actions that take me toward that, and then just dropping any expectation of how it should look. Just do the things that are for joy and love and peace and happiness, and really let that guide your life. Let synchronicity guide your life. Allow, when you just follow your passion, do the things that feel good, allow that synchronicity to guide you to the next thing that you need to do. And I spoke with Lucy, this is the start of the video, I spoke with her just about that this morning, and she's setting off on a new journey in life, a big life change, which is very common at this time because of all these shifts. It's going to create turmoil in a lot of people's lives, positive and negative, because we have to get rid of the old. So But what I would say to everyone is to follow those things that make you feel good. Follow the childlike playfulness and do the things that you're doing without the need for an outcome or without a goal in mind. And it's not. I'm not saying that setting goals. There's something wrong with setting goals. Absolutely not. I mean, you should really do the things, set the goals, and go in the direction. But take away the insistence that that goal is the ultimate. This is what it must be. Just drop it all, because the universe can give you much more than you can ever imagine. So if you want to limit yourself to a certain manifestation that your imagination can bring up, the universe can bring you something much, much greater. So just open to that. So Debbie says, Marty, this is my favorite of your videos. Oh, thank you very much, Debbie. Awesome. Well, as I said, always when I do these things, the intent, or what is actually happening here. So if this is resonating with you, this is a reflection of you. The things that resonate with you, it's coming from you, but it's just coming through me. So the universe, when we're in alignment, when we're following the things that we want to do, following the things that excite us, following the things that we're passionate about, the universe will reflect it back. So if this is really resonating with you and it's things that it's lining up, it's that reflection of yourself that's coming through me. So keep doing that. It's good. It's good fun. So I've lost my train of thought now, but so yeah, alignment. We need to get back in here. So always a good way, like I talk about a lot. Obviously, breath is my passion. It's the thing that I teach. It's the thing that I live. Whenever you feel in moments that you're not in alignment, coming back to the breath is always the number one thing that you have, the number one tool that you have. If you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling like things are going wrong, take a breath. Just take one moment, take a breath, and then you're right back in alignment. Take a break of thought, just like one conscious breath, like I talked about before. Maybe we'll do one now, and then I'll get back on my alignment. So if you're watching now and you're in a place where you can actually close your eyes and take a rest, I like to just do a little. It's a very simple thing. You may not have practiced this before. It's very, very simple. So if you just close your eyes and just bring your awareness to the tip of your nose, and you're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, and you're going to follow the breath all the way into the body. And then you're going to exhale, following the breath the whole way up and out of the body again. And no matter what you're doing in any moment, if you can do that with full awareness, if you can follow the breath, so you can feel cool coming into your nose, if you want to give yourself a bit more sensation, a bit more something to hold the attention, because thoughts can be like follow your breath in through your nose, into your body and out. No matter what you're going through, if you can do that with full conscious awareness, just one breath, that will stop, that will give a break. It's like a little mind holiday. It'll give a break, and it'll give clarity, and it'll give you alignment. It'll give you something to move on to. It's very simple, it's free, you can do it as many times as you need. It can bring peace instantly. It can bring peace. And if you're not used to it, thoughts can be, what am I doing? Just practice it a couple of times, one conscious breath, and that'll bring you back to alignment. As I say, if you're going through like anxiety or depression, or really things seem too much, practice this a few times through the day. Practice it when you're feeling at your most, your mind's racing, or you're thinking about the past, or thinking about the future. Take yourself back to now and see what happens. It's such a powerful thing. So yeah, I was talking about alignment and numbers and coincidences, and how that is the language of the universe, and how the people that speak the language of the universe are the people that seem to have life worked out and seem to have amazing experiences. Like I talked about, Conor McGregor is one. You can see, if you take away all of the stuff around that you may agree with or not agree with, you can see and just sense everything about him is in alignment for what he wants to do. And the outcome of what happens is irrelevant. he is in alignment. He's going to the place that he wants to go, and his thoughts, his words, his actions are all in complete alignment. So he's speaking the language of the universe, and the universe is just throwing back all of those things to him. So emulate. I'm not saying you have to emulate everything, because I say he's a very divisive person as well, and there's a lot of things that he says and does that I wouldn't necessarily agree with, let's say. So Debbie asks who he is. So he's say not everyone might be aware of him. He's an Irish mixed martial artist. So he's like a professional fighter, and he's moved from one type of fighting to boxing, and created this huge fight. There's lots of money and lots of things around it. Again, a lot of the things around it, I'm not saying that it's wholly positive or things that you would want to focus on, but what I'm saying is that if I strip away all of the things around, I can see very, very clearly why he is where he is, how he's doing what he's doing, and what he's creating. Ursula says, so he is going to win. What's Paul's thoughts as a boxer? Well, that is a completely other matter, Ursula, whether he's going to win. Again, that's the powerful thing about him, is that he has full faith, 100%. There's no doubt in his mind. You can tell it by his words and his actions. He has no doubt in his mind that he will win. Does that mean he will win? Not necessarily. It can go either way. It depends what's relevant for him in his life journey and what's relevant for the other person in their life journey. Sometimes a defeat is the best thing that can happen to people, and it was for him before. So there's no predestined outcome. There's no guaranteed future, because everyone has free will. And when it comes to two people, let's say in a competition like that, let's say any competition, so both people have free will. Both people have choices and decisions and things that they are going to create in that. And the way that goes will be dependent on the balance of those two things. So there is no you can't tell the future. You can only anyone that says they can, they're sensing a possibility, but there's infinite possibilities, and that doesn't. If someone tells you this is going to happen in 100%, that doesn't. If you agree with that, yes, that can be your reality, but there's infinite possibilities. So, but that's the fun of something like that, a competition or something like that. That it's the unknown, and that's why whether you like boxing or fighting sports, or that it's the reason people like these things is the unexpected. It's because they don't know what's going to happen. Most people would say that he is not going to win, but then there's a few people that think he has a chance, and that's where the interest is gathered, and all of the other stuff around it. But Ursula asked, what is Paul's thoughts as well? So that would be, I assume, for my brother-in-law Paul McCluskey, who is an ex-professional boxer, and I actually read he got interviewed on I don't know, what is he on there? If he's on there, he can maybe tell you himself. No, he's not here. He got interviewed because there's a lot of talk about it. He got interviewed what his thoughts were, and I read it, and I think he said, like, obviously he likes Conor McGregor, he's an Irishman, but he's coming into a different environment, and he's gone into a boxing environment where Floyd Mayweather is basically the best that there has been, or the best of definitely our generation. So that he doesn't necessarily think that he will do it, but who knows? Every possibility is open. Every reality already exists. It's just going to be the timeline that's relevant for you and relevant for others. And we can experience multiple timelines, and we can experience multiple realities. And that's the fun of being here and awakening up to know that infinite possibilities are available to us is what gives us our possibilities, our the exciting ways in which we can create. It's amazing to think that we do that. We do that. We just are in various levels of remembering that we actually are creating everything that we see outside of us. So who knows? We'll see what happens, Ursula. I don't know if I'll get up to what I remember. I used to always get up to watch these things, and but when it's Las Vegas, the timing is always like 4 or 5 in the morning. If it was 5, it would be fine. I would actually be getting up anyway. But if it's like 3 or 4 in the morning, I don't think I'll be doing that. So, but let's see. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see. But I think, as I say, he displays, and you take away a lot of the frills around it, he displays a lot of the things that I talk about, that I feel like when you're in alignment, those things will come to you seemingly effortlessly. But that's the fun. That's the fun of what we're doing. So I think I have gone on long enough. I haven't eaten any breakfast yet today, so I wanted to just finish off this video because I still had some thoughts on alignment and coincidences. And I feel like if you are seeing things like that in your life, keep following that. Keep following the whatever you're doing or whatever you're being when you get that confirmation of that repeating number or that coincidence, or whenever you notice you're saying things or thinking things and then they're just appearing. Take notice of that, because it's not coincidence. It's what's happening. It's you're creating, and that time, that delay is getting shorter and shorter. So really be aware of what you're thinking, what you're saying, and what you're creating and experiencing in the world. So I hope I may actually be on later, because I talked to a couple of people about doing some chats with me. So again, if you would like to speak, I would love to chat with someone. I know it can be quite daunting to come on here and bury yourself on Facebook Live video, but I really encourage you to do it. I think it's a good way to share your journey and show people, share your story, and that's what we're here for. We're not here to stay hidden away. I stayed hidden away for too long, and then it bubbled up inside me where it had to come out in some way. Debbie asks, have you done any videos on law of attraction and improving success? Yeah, Debbie, I have. I've done it in quite a few videos. I'll put a link. I'll put a link in this video to the ones where I talk about it, because I've come up with so many random titles of these videos. I don't actually know where they are, but a lot of this type of thing is in most of the videos that I talk about, and it's I can talk about it now. That'll be the best way. Let's just do it now. No time like the present. So I'm going to probably share something slightly different to what you have heard, I would say, or read, or about. Maybe it won't be different, but so the law of attraction, just the wording again, limited language. When you hear the law of attraction, that implies that there's something outside of us or something over here that I attract to myself. And for me, the law of attraction, that's the term that we use, and that's the one that most people are familiar with, so that's the one that I'm going to use here. The law of attraction is not that you're attracting something that is not part of you already, or that's not available here and now. The law of attraction is just you are putting yourself in the place of something that already exists. So there's infinite possibilities. You can make an infinite number of choices in this moment, and each one of those choices is going to take you on a certain path. And as I say, the law of attraction is like there's something over there that I need to attract to me so I can experience it. And my beliefs and thoughts around that is it's actually everything exists here and now. Our choices, our being, our vibration attracts. What do I say attracts? It's like, so there's the vibration of, let's say there's something that we want. It could be material, it could be philosophical, spiritual, whatever it is. There's something that we want. That already exists in our field. The infinite possibilities are all here and now, and our vibration dictates what we experience. So if we put ourselves in the vibration of that thing that we want, then we will experience it. And again, there's a delay in that, because that delay that I talked about is shortening, but the delay in that is built in for very good reason, because if we literally did instantly manifest everything that we wanted here and now, then the world would be a bit crazy, because most people's thoughts are absolutely crazy. So every time we had a negative thought, boom, instantly it happens. There has to be a delay. The universe gives you a little bit of leeway, room, and yes, you still can experience negative, you can experience positive, but there's a time lag which is built in for very good reason. But All of those things exist here and now. So we only have this eternal moment of now. So this is something that I want. A lot of the teachers is saying it's about getting yourself in the place where you're ready to receive that. So that's not something that's over there and I'm going to receive. It's something that I'm going to put myself, so this everything is energy and vibration. I'm going to move myself to the vibration of that thing I want, that person I want, that job I want, the money I want, the health, the vibration of that thing. That's where it is. And you'll know when you're doing things you love, doing things that make you happy, doing things that are fun, joyful, things come easily to you. If you're doing something that you hate or you don't like, or something that is you're not really got purpose or passion around it, it feels difficult, and it feels like a struggle. But we're still in that moment. We'll use the same word, attracting. We're still matching the vibration. If we're doing that thing that we don't like, we're matching the vibration of things that we don't like. When we're doing things that we love and enjoy, we match the vibration of things that we love and enjoy, and those things we'll experience more of. So obviously I'd say I can hear people thinking this already. So what if I'm in a job that I hate and I don't see a way around it? I understand that. I've done so many jobs in my life that I hated, that I didn't want to do. I did it just because for money, and a lot of people in this world are doing jobs that they don't like, that they don't, and they'll be saying that, so what do I do? But the way I would say it is people, you can put yourself in a vibration of what you want, even in a condition or an outside experience that you don't necessarily prefer to be at this moment, but you can put yourself in the vibration of these things that you want. You can start finding things that you're grateful for. Say you're in a job that you don't like. I remember doing this not so long ago. I was in a job that I didn't like, and I wanted to move towards something that I wanted. And this is so the most famous, I would say, teachers of law of attraction is Abraham Hicks, another channeled entity, collective consciousness. And one of their practices is it's called Book of Positive Aspects. So you're in this position that you don't prefer. I would like to create something new. So how do they start? Start by finding things that you like about your current condition. And that seems paradoxical, it seems strange, that I want to get away from this and move to something else. Why would I try and find things that I'm happy about here? But if you think about it, like putting yourself in the vibration of the things you want will create more of the things that you want. So in this situation, whatever you're in now, job you hate, relationship that's not working, not enough money, whatever it is, if you put yourself in the vibration of the relationship you love, you start appreciating the things about that person that you're in a relationship now. Find the things that you like and appreciate about that person. Find the things you like and appreciate about where you are now. Find and like the things you appreciate about your job. Focus on the things that you like about here and now. That puts yourself, so let's say everything exists here now, and my outside experience is this job, this relationship, whatever it is, this experience. When I put my current vibration is this. That's what it is. There's a bit of a time lag. So my vibration, it may be a couple of years ago, or maybe a couple of months ago. It depends. But my outside experience comes from a vibration that I have offered. So I want to change that vibration. I don't change the outside world. I change me. So I change the vibration. I start to feel appreciative of things that I have now. And that naturally will take you to the vibration of things that you want. It'll be step by step, and as I say, it happens overnight. It can, but generally, if it's big life-altering things, you just take a step. And I remember at the time, it was like, wow, I have to find like really positive things about these things But once you start doing this, you can always find something positive about the relationship, about the job, about the money situation, or whatever it is you want to create or match the vibration of. So that's my thoughts of law of attraction, is that you're not actually attracting anything to yourself. You're actually, what your vibration is now is what you're experiencing, and something that you want to experience something else you want to experience is over here, what you do is you just raise that vibration to match that, and then the outside world will that will be your experience. And a way in which I do this, we still do it to this day. I do it every single day. Today was very short. I normally do a lot longer than what I did today. But so if there's things that I want to create in my life, again, I feel like these words, I have to be very impeccable with my words. I feel like I'm going to move beyond this like we're creating. We're not actually creating, it's already there, it exists here and now, but we're experiencing. So if I want to create a new experience in my life, every morning I write down in my journal, if I want to experience something in this day that my outside world is not actually shown to me now, I will write it down in the positive in the morning. So let's say today I wanted to experience a new job offer, let's say. I will write down in the morning, I am so grateful for this new job offer that is perfect for me, that's exactly in alignment with what I want. And I will do that consistently. I will keep doing that until my experience shows me that. So yeah, in a journal, and I do it every day. I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how this has worked for me, and then I'm going to answer Ursula's written a question there. So a few years, I can't remember when this was, a couple of years ago, I decided that I would test this law of attraction. I would say, right, I'm going, because at that time I was writing down everything that I wanted and things were appearing. It was wow. So I thought I would get very specific and actually try and prove to myself, even though I knew it was working, I wanted to prove to myself. So I got very specific and I said, I want to attract a certain amount of money. I think I've said it in one of these videos before. And again, I didn't want to attract this money particularly because I needed it. I wanted to just test this thing. So this is important as well. You shouldn't have a lot of resistance or like absolutely no belief that this could possibly happen. So at the time it was around about 5,000 dirhams, which is Dubai money, and that maybe around £1,000, which is like, it's a like significant amount of money, but there was no like, I didn't want it for a certain thing or whatever. So I started writing down, I am so grateful for 5,000 dirhams. That's all I did. I wrote it every day, and this is an amazing story. I wrote it down every day, and on the 10th day, I received an envelope from a person out of the blue who had no reason to do it. An envelope with 5,000, with that amount of money. They gave it to me, and that was just like wow. Even though I knew it and felt it, that was like a direct like thing. Oh my God, this is like very, very like immediate and actual, real. It happened within 10 days. Now, I've done other things and I've done it for years and they've not come. So I'm going to give you both examples. I've written down things and they've never come. But I want to give that example that it did happen and it can happen for you. And it's if it's relevant for you. And that was relevant for me, not because of the money, not because of why I did it. It was relevant just to confirm to myself that what I'm talking about around this matching vibrations of what you want, it works. Another example I can give to you is this beautiful lady who is here off camera now, my wife. At that same time, in that same journal, I was writing down all the things that I wanted in a woman. So I was so specific about it, it was unbelievable. I was like, all this point, this, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. And people might think that that's a little bit crazy or over the top, but that's what I wanted to do because I wanted to match the vibration of a person, a wife, a reflection that was like just my perfect match. And amazingly again, there could have been 15 points on this list. I met Elise and she matched every one of them. So let's say there's 15 points, this is a funny thing. She matched every one of them except one, and I tell this story a lot and it's quite funny and we have a laugh about this. So when I say specific, I mean I was super specific. So I would say, I remember exactly how I wrote it. So she was going to be South American. This is way before I'd ever met her, knew she even existed. I knew she existed and that's why it worked, but I wrote down she was South American, she was spiritual, she was into yoga, interested in the same things as me. So many points. So within that, I made an assumption. And this is funny, the story of why one of them didn't match, but I'm very glad that it didn't match. So I'd said that I wanted to be a South American. So all the countries of South America except for one, I think, I'm right in saying this, all the countries in South America are Spanish speaking except for one. And that one is Brazil. And Elise is from Brazil. And so every day I'd written down South American, Spanish speaking, blah, 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 and she didn't speak Spanish, she spoke Portuguese. But that's the fun of it. Like, we have a laugh about the story, I say it a lot, and then funnily now when I hear Spanish accent to a Portuguese accent, I'm very, very happy that I have a Portuguese speaking wife. But I was very specific and all these points came, but this is the point: letting go of the expectations of how it should look or what it should be, because the universe can give you something much better, much more beautiful, even better than what you can imagine. And I'm very glad the universe gave me this one, which was even better than what I could imagine. So that's my story around law of attraction. I hope that clarified. There's a few things when I say everything is here and now. Obviously, that there's a deeper conversation on that and around time and how all is here and now. But I hope that answered your question. So you don't have to go searching on those other videos. Debbie, you can comment if anything is not clear or you want me to go over anything. Ursula says, I was in a job for 14 years, handed in my notice without a new job. It was so hard to get time off. My new job, I can get time off and love life now. Travel so much. Oh, that's amazing. Awesome, Ursula. And that's, yeah, that leap of faith as well is very important when you do these sort of things. Because if we wait until everything is aligned perfectly in the outside world, we will never do anything. So you really have to have a certain amount of not giving a shit and just doing it and jumping in. And yes, that can be a challenge for some people, but we grow from challenges. And like Ursula just did, which is amazing, she left the job without any other job. She just had a knowing that something else was going to come along that was better. And when you do that, when people live in the moment and go for the things that they want, this will happen. It happens like magic, and this matching this vibration, or law of attraction if you want to call it, will it's like magic. When these things start happening and you start matching that vibration, you have to suspend your need for this instant, because it can happen instantly, but a lot of times it doesn't. You have to suspend your need for what the outside world should look like when you're doing this process. So every day that I wrote down this amount of money, every day that it didn't come, if I had got disappointed or got this doesn't work, you have to keep going at it, and you have to just put yourself in the place of where this is already a reality. I am so grateful every day. It's not a prayer of asking, it's not a I want, it's a I'm thankful this is my reality already. And the more you do that, the more the universe will give it to you. And it's within your theme. And some things you may, this is an important one, why some people may lose faith in these sorts of things. People, the universe and this attractive force, or this matching of vibration, so we may think that we want certain things, and we may have a real desire, I think this is what I want. But in reality, what we want and what we need are a lot of times two different things. And the universe will always give us what we need, not always necessarily what we want. So you may follow everything that I've just said now. You may write it down with full faith and full emotion, experience. I already experienced this, whatever this is. But if that experience is not relevant for you in your life's journey, in your blueprint of your life that you have come here for, then you're not going to experience that, because it's not relevant for you. It's not something that you actually need. So there's a balance. There's always a balance. It's really getting honest with yourself, connecting with your heart, meditating, using breathing techniques to really, when we're using these methods of creation and matching the vibration, really get honest and what do I need, not what I want. Like that money, as I say, I didn't need that, or I didn't necessarily need it. I just wanted it to prove, and it happened. But why it was relevant for me, because it gave me validation and a real tangible knowing that what I'm talking about works. But if you're doing something that you really don't need, and there's no benefit in you experiencing that, then it's not going to come. So how you use this really get honest and get like really clear on the things that you need to experience that's going to create positive change in your life. And if that's a new car, then it can work. But I think the like material things, although I've given the example of money, as I say, it's material things are transitory and they're momentary. And yes, it's nice to have nice things, and it's amazing to experience that, and we want to experience it all. But I'd say, if like The Secret was one of the other things that brought this concept to a lot of people, and it was very much based around materialism and things and money and cars and all of this stuff. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, it's good. But if that is the only focus of that, then your manifestations are going to be momentary. Now my journal writing is very much about balance, about like peace, and very like broad feelings of wellness and happiness. And if you look at, so around self, like my relationship with divine, my relationship with others is like balance and good. When that is right, then the material world can throw you things that are relevant for that as well. So that's why I feel like that works. So Debbie says, I really need money right now, and there is so much fear and worry that I feel I can't clean up my bad vibration to attract it. That's, yeah. I would highly recommend, because Abraham Hicks can describe this in a much better way than me, Debbie. There's one of their books that I would really recommend. It's called Money and the Law of Attraction. Amazing book. You can get an audiobook, you can get it on. And the good thing, or the other one that they have, which is just like unbelievable, it's called Ask and It's Given. And the thing I like about those is, in the back of those books, it's not just like this broad philosophy like I'm talking about. They'll give you specific practices that you can do around those sort of things. So so if we can go directly to that. So if you said that there's the fear and worry that I can't clean up my bad vibration to attract it. So it would be looking at what's creating the fear. What's the circumstance? Is it something from the past that is creating the fear, or is it something that's actually here and now? That's something that you can look at. Obviously, if you're in like the desperate need of the money, and the fear is created around what may happen if you don't receive it, then you have to look at actions that are not, because while that fear and that experience may be real in this moment, what the perceived outcome is not actual. We don't know for sure that that's an actual reality. It can be something we build up in our mind, and it's very common. It's very easy to get into that mindset because of past experience. And as I say, we can have those experiences. So that's a really amazing book, The Money and the Law of Attraction, or Ask and It's Given. But getting in touch with your own beliefs around the whole. If you like broke it down, Debbie, and looked at the whole situation and see what's the bigger picture of what's led to where this moment has come to now, around the fear, around the money, around the vibration. One thing I could say, when I'm working with people direct with this, a lot of times this can get not annoying, but I'm very much on this. So when I'm working with people, I say you need to be impeccable with your word. If you want to change your vibration, you need to start to change your language. And just with what you said there is clean up your bad vibration. So the first thing I would say is that you don't have a bad vibration. The first thing I start in this moment now, and I vibrate what I want. And it doesn't matter what's going on in the moment before this. I start to, yes, my vibration is good. I am acting in alignment with things that I want, and I am raising my vibration. And we don't use it's normal, and I do it all the time. And we have Elise and me, we pick each other up. So whenever I'll say something that I can see that's leading to the things that I don't want, she will say to me, and vice versa. So it'll be like using your language to be in alignment with exactly what you want. So I was going to say shit. Oh, that's funny. Well, that is Abraham Hicks 101, because they have this scale. So it's like the scale is like the lowest low to the highest high, and you can't go from here to here. You just go one step. So I feel like, what was your words before? It was your bad vibration. So I think going from shitty to bad is, I think that would be a step up. So amazing. That's good. But that's one of the things that they teach, is just reach for a better feeling thought. So there's like this scale, and it could be from the lowest low to the highest high, and moving up that scale. I love that, from shitty to bad. But realizing that, yes, things. Hi Sharon, good morning. How are you doing? I don't know if you're back in Spain or in the UK, but my love to you. So there, I think, exactly, just like that. I'm making fun of that, but this is, again, we have to get playful about it, and we have to get these. We have to, really get in a place where we can see that this outside world is not as like strict, and not as like serious, and not as like we can create new things, and it's getting playful, getting clear, and getting moving in the direction of the things that we want, but without like this being really hard on ourselves and putting ourselves down and talking about that. So Sharon's back in Spain. Hey, awesome, that's amazing. I definitely hope that I want to speak with you soon. We would love to get back over to Spain to see you guys. So I want to chat about that. So Debbie, actually, after this video, if you want to chat, we can chat. Let's chat in private, and we can talk about this, because it's hard to do it with this like this. This is good for like more broad, but I'd love to. We can just chat about it, and we can do more specifics, because I've done this myself, and we can chat about it. And I know you don't necessarily need to share specifics on here, because it's a group chat, but I'd be happy to chat with you, because this is my passion, and we can look at ways in which you can do that, and we can take it from there. So I am lost again, so I maybe need to take a breath. So I hope that has helped, Debbie. If you're still there, I hope that I would really like to speak to you afterwards, and I can give you a few like pointers and tips on what way we can work through this, because you can. And what you're experiencing now, no matter how difficult it feels, there is a way out. There is an option. There is a choice. There is ways in which you're doing it. And anyone else that's going through anything around that, around money or relationship or anything like that, it's all the same. It's all the same thing. It's a reflection of our inner world. So, and again, that can be sometimes hard to hear. It's hard to hear when things are going wrong. And we all have it. We all have it to some degree at certain times in our life. But once we take that control back and take the awareness back, then we can see the results of that. So I think, unless anyone else has like a specific question or comment, I thank you very much, everyone, for joining. I'm so happy that I have this platform of Facebook Live. I love you. I'm grateful, Facebook, for this gift you've given us to connect with people all around the world. And I hope that if you watch this video in the future, and the apparent future, that some of this sharing will help, and the questions that have been asked can help you, and you can understand that everyone is going through different experiences, and know that there are people that can help. And I'm not saying that I have all the answers, but I am saying that I have seen results in my life. I've seen results in other people's lives, where when you take control of your thoughts and you're aware of your words and aware of your actions, you can start to make like very quick changes. So I think I will be back later on with some videos. I think we'll maybe have a chat with Debbie now and see what we can do. And have an amazing weekend, everyone. My unconditional love to you. My heart is open. My message box is open. Have an amazing weekend, and I will see you all somewhere very, very soon. Namaste. Goodbye.